As you know, you see the logo, baby. Today's show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. We talking about the top rated, the number one sports booking app in all of North America, baby. Safe, secure, and of course, reliable. And with NFL season all the way in the swing of it, man, we got 1, 2, 3. We time for week 4, baby. And I don't know if y'all been following your favorite team, but some of these teams hitting really well. Others, you got to focus on the parlays, okay? And those are all the beautiful things that you get offered with DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. Same game parlays, you got player prop bets, and a lot of other things included. But just like with anything, if I'm going to talk about it, you know I got a promo code for you, baby. So you see it right there. The promo code is Moats. When you make your first bet, my new customer, for $5, you will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Like I said, just use the promo code Moats. It's simple, man. It is super simple. But at the same time, you might get lost in the sauce, and I understand that can happen. And if you're living in New York, you see the number that you can text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's go, man. Let's reset this day, man, and let's talk about it. Are we good or not? Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get it going because we're sitting here, right? We obviously win 21-14. That's a good thing. Right, we like that. That's why we said it's Victory Monday. Your boy even broke out the apple juice. That's how you know I was happy. All right, Victory Monday, you drink apple juice. But at the same time, it's like, man, should we have looked better? That's a legitimate question. Legitimate as heck, man. But then the other side, I'm like, okay. As I look up, I'm like, we're 2-1 through 3 games. AFC, how we feeling when we look at the other teams and how they are right now? And that's why I'm like, okay, are we good or not? Because there are parts where I'm like, okay, for a defense to create 5 turnovers in a NFL game, right? Not a JV game, not a college game, not a preseason game, a regular season NFL game. 5 turnovers. And I love it when we say, oh, it was lucky. Hey, man, I don't care how you want to describe it. 5 turnovers are 5 turnovers in the National Football League. I don't know what type of luck that is, okay? Especially when I'm watching the Cole Holcombs, the Cam Haywards, the Jabril Peppers of the world actually forcing these fumbles. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, are we good or not? Then I look at, the defense as a whole. I'm like, man, certain things in terms of the pressure package, right? Our ability to get after the quarterback this game, the depth that we have in terms of available rushers, right? The emergence of Nick Herbig. We talk about Cam Hayward. How about the fresh look of new young legs, Derek Harmon, right? I see that and I'm like, okay, I feel like good. But then it's times where I'm looking at, our third and very long defensive coverage that we would implement at times, and we'll see some of the success that offenses have against it. And it's like, okay, is that not good? I don't feel like that's good right there. I don't know if I like that all the way. Offensively, once again, now how many? This is what 2-3 weeks now where we've scored on our opening drive. I'm old enough to remember when that was like a foreign concept. We didn't even anticipate scoring on the opening drive, and we knew we were going to get scored on in terms of defense opening drive, right? It's like, yo, we came out the gate scoring 14 back to back. I'm like, okay, that part is good. It's good, right? You score 14 points off the rip, man, that's good. It's real good. 21 points in the game is good, right? Going 3 for 3 in the red zone for touchdowns, good. Then we look at this Reddit total. We like, yo, we had a 100-yard rusher and there you go 3 weeks. Hey, yo, our leader rusher getting outrushed by their quarterback. Hold on, bro. This is crazy. This is chaotic. How is this happening right now, man? This is not the first time either. Like, whoa, brother, whoa. So I'm like, are we good or not, right? And even with our offensive line yesterday, shout out to the O-line, man. Shout out to the guys up front. I like the big uglies, man. Actually, they're not big uglies. I like the big sexies up front, man. I put some respect on them big fellas up there, man. But no sacks allowed. That's good. I feel like Aaron Rodgers he got hit a couple times. I'm like, God dog. Or more importantly, when we talk about, the run game and the O-line moving people, winning the grass, I'm just like, yo, that doesn't feel good. So I am literally torn. I'm back and forth on, do you lean into the optimism? Because me as a natural person, I default to the positive. I default to what can go right versus looking for always what isn't enough or where somebody or something is coming up short. And I think that that's always the cool, uh just duality of people, right? Optimist versus pessimist. But we would all agree that it's somewhere in the middle where the truth lies. And I think that that's the cool part as we continue on the storyline. And we go about it a couple of ways, right? Whether it's watching film, the eyeball test, talking with others, listening to people that have done it, right? All these other things that we utilize to kind of just understand what's happening. And then when we understand it, that gives us the ability to say, okay, this person is doing well, highlight that person is not doing well. Why is that? And is it something where you move on from that person or not? So all of these things are cool, but once again, I'm just like, are we good or not? Because talent wise, offensively, we would say that we do have some talent, right? Aaron Rodgers, talented. DK Metcalf, talented. Mount Washington, the red zone, Shaquille O'Neal. Talent, right? We know Moot and Jonnu Smith, second contract guys, talented. Jonnu Smith, first time Pro Bowl a year ago, talented. We're seeing Calvin Austin show flashes, right? We know he's blazing speed, right? Can make big plays, which he's been doing. Talented. But when we look at the lull that we had between the second and third quarter, specifically yesterday, that had a lot of us reverting back to the, oh my God, what is happening here? Do we suck? Why can't we sustain a drive? We're creating turnovers, but why aren't we finding any production off of these turnovers? To me, man, I think it's multiple things. When we first get to the offensive line part of it, they, as we said, and as we all knew coming into this thing, they were going to take time to gel, right? In terms of run blocking and pass blocking, just that continuity. We've heard about the guys that have done it before, the Ramon Fosters, the Trey Essex of the world, right? Where they talk about how, yeah, man, you need time together to just develop, to gel. So part of me says, okay, we're getting that. These are some of the growing pains. So when I see, us do well in certain elements, but then we struggle in certain elements, it's like, okay, this is a part of growing pains. It's not linear progression. And it's still progression. But what I mean by non-linear is, hey, man, Broderick, for example, right? We'll see some situations where he's pass blocking and we're like, yo, we feel really good about this, man. And then other times where it's like, okay, is this maybe a matchup issue here? And it's like, okay, we don't feel as confident. Interior offensive line, when we're watching them run block, sometimes, man, they're climbing to the second level, they're moving people out the way. We feel good about it. And then other times we're like, hey, bro, man, it's too many D tackles moving our interior three linemen back, right? And to the point where the pullers are getting picked off. Backs aren't having, the ability to just hit the line of scrimmage and go. They got to make a move before they make their, to get any type of positive action. I think of all of that, and that's the frustrating part because they are talented, but they're young. So that's part of that. When I look at our quarterback play, right, with Aaron Rodgers, and he said it yesterday, and I agreed with him. It's like, yo, you could have played way better, and he knows that, and he will play better. It's like, man, the Spillane pick, I'm like, bro, you ain't see him. You hit him right in the face. And that's just basic cover three, man. Nothing sexy about that. But sometimes, man, he's human. And I think that was what that was. But the beautiful thing with that is also you can see where you never feel out of it. And when it was time at the end of the game, it's like, man, we might have had doubts. And I don't speak for myself because I'm always the eternal optimist. As long as there's time on the clock, we got a chance, baby. So I know that I'm usually in the minority with that. But after watching Aaron Rodgers throw the touchdown pass to Calvin Austin, is that literally something that is so shocking? Nah, because you've seen Rodgers make plays in clutch moments for how many times throughout his career, whether we're talking the Hail Marys, right? But everything else, this dude has been one of those players time and time again. So seeing him out there, you're like, yo, you still feel a level of confidence. You still feel a level of belief. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, once again, I feel like we got talent. I feel like it's a good player. I feel good about him. But you can still see where we have the questions of, is what he's currently doing right now, right? As he just passed the to become fourth all-time career touchdown passes Brett Favre, right? Awesome. But do we feel like he's going to be able to even make it to week 10? You know, he's going to be able to make it to the postseason, because some of these shots be like, God dang, man. Granted, you got protected, but you still got hit. So those are legitimate things, man. Those legitimate things that we have to figure out. But to me, the other part that I will say is, I see what we are trying to do. But once again, man, trying it and actually executing it to the level of success consistently are two different things. So yeah, we could talk about, man, why don't the offense try slants? Why don't they try quick game? Why don't they try this? And it's like, yeah, they try these things, but at the same time, there is that fine balance of trying new things to figure stuff out and doing what it takes to win the game. Trying what it is to, let me figure out some info, man. Let me see. All right, let me try to throw it to this guy. Let me see if that works. Let me try the deep pass here. All right, let me try to hit this over the middle. Just go here, right here. All right, it's like try, or what gives us the clearest path to victory. And we kind of in that limbo at times, man, because yeah, there are certain things that I see that I agree with you guys as fans, where it's like, yeah, I would love to see more of this, or I would love for you guys to come out and have a clear identity. Yeah, we're a smash mouth team, or have a clear identity, man. We're going to spread you guys up, man. We're going to use our big tight ends, but we're going to play pass out of that and really weaponize it. We see glimpses of all of that, but no consistency in any of it. And that's why over these first 3 games, one week it's like, yo, offensively, man, we exploded. Then it's like, all right, I kind of think we nice. And then you get this game where it's like, man, if I would have asked us how we felt about the offense after the first 2 series, we better put 30 at the day. It's a 40 bug today. You know, we on the day. But then by the time the fourth quarter hit, we over here like, all right, bro, who's the coordinator again? I've seen this one before. Is this ain't the foreigner, is it? This ain't, you know what I mean? It's old maple syrup. No, I know it ain't that one. But those are some of the legitimate things that had us, feeling that way. And rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. But the one thing that I will say that I kind of hang my hat on, or the thing that I find not even comfort in, is just the belief in, is that you could win an ugly game. Some teams can only win pretty. Some teams can only win when the variables are in their favor. Everything goes perfect. Others, it's like, yo, can you win when it's ugly, when it's not going good, when you guys aren't in a rhythm, when, man, it was clicking and now it's not clicking? Can y'all still figure it out? When, hey, man, you've had all these opportunities to expand the lead, to blow this team out. But you know what? Here we go. We're in the end of it, man. And it's time. Can you still make the plays that you need to make? Or do we just already pack it in and be like, hey, man, because we didn't take advantage of it earlier, we ain't even about to do this, man. Just y'all win. No, that's the beautiful part. That's the part that makes me optimistic, because it's like, yeah, if you can win when it's not going right, it's easy once it starts going right. 3 games, you're 2-1, and we haven't had a 100-yard rusher yet, right? That's once that gets picked up, yeah, we'll feel a lot better about our situation. Heck, it's 3 games in, we done had 3, well, not individual 100-yard rushes, but 3 teams to rush over 100 yards on us, right? Just imagine when that starts going down. That starts going the other way. It's like, once again, it's like you win it with the nonsense. You win it with, hey, man, 3rd and long defense gets real vanilla, man. Jeez. And we still find ways to get up out of there with that. We win the games where it's like, all right, man, we don't really have a consistent running game. We don't have the back we're just handing it off to. It's like, even with Jaylen Warren, I thought Jaylen Warren, man, played well, right? He runs extremely hard, man. His ability to knife through the interior part of that O-line, make some dudes miss, special. His ability to catch out that backfield, special. But we still feel very much one-dimensional, and that, to me, is largely why our offense as a whole goes through those lulls. First 15 plays or early in the game, that's literally the chess match of man, did I watch enough on you to come up with the perfect plan for what I know you like to do? And Arthur Smith has shown that, yeah, he can do that well. With Aaron Rodgers and company, man, he's been doing that well. But after that, when the adjustment happens, and this is the part that we also have to tip our cap to Mike Vrabel. I know people don't like to acknowledge competition and players making plays on the other side of the ball, right? Or the other team making plays or being good players. But the same way we were loving Jabril Peppers, right? 40 running around with the Mega Man hat, right? All the plays he was making out there. Remember, he once was employed by who? That same Patriots team. They got good players, man. Harold Landry, good player, right? They got pieces over there. Robert Spillane used to play for us. Good player. So we see some of that, and it's like they made adjustments. But the thing to me is this: when the adjustments are made, the disconnect to me is now when it becomes that second and third quarter of, do we just got the guys that are better than them, right? Can you be the butt kicker now that they've adjusted to what we're trying to do? Can you be the guy that says, you know what, bump that, man, I'm still going to block you, I'm still a people mover? I don't feel like we consistently have had that, and that is why our running game hasn't looked good. You look at some of the runs we try to run on the interior part, A gap, B gap, where do you have a running lane consistently? Might be one play where it's like, okay, these guys made the block, but then you go to the next time they try to run those same plays, and it's like, okay, he got whooped. All right, you do it again. All right, that guy got whooped, and so forth and so forth. So that's why you get a lot of these, what I like to call finesse style runs, the perimeter, right? The flip at 9 to Kenneth Gainwell, shout out to the touchdown on that, right? Or you get the quick screen passes, the DK Metcalf on the perimeter. You'll get the swing route from Jalen Warren, and he's trying to hit him while he's catching it and running. Jonnu Smith also. Those are substitute run plays. They're just trying to get, man, 3 to 4 positive yards, man, keep the sticks or keep the ball moving in the right direction, keep us on schedule for second and third and manageable. That's what they're hunting. But that is all because they can't run the ball A, B gap. So when you can't go A to B gap, you have to try to attack perimeters. But now what happens is it becomes very lateral, quick game, short attack, which then becomes super conservative, play close to the vest, don't want to make a mistake. And now we get that second to third quarter lull where you're just like, bro, this isn't that. Whereas typically that's when you would say, man, yo, let's run this football right now, right? Let's A gap, B gap. This is the Najee, the Connor, right? We're gonna talk about them dudes, man, because obviously we saw that over the weekend. We're gonna holler at that. That's woof. But that's, the guys that you're traditionally going to. Caleb Johnson is who we drafted, who we think will develop into a version of that. But right now, he has to work his way into that level of confidence with the organization for them to even give him a chance to see if he can do that. So that's the stuff where our offense, I still am frustrated with that, but this still boils back down to you have to let that O-line gel. You have to give that O-line time to get it together, time to grow up. And they're going to have those growing pains, but we invested in them. 2 first rounders, a second rounder, a third rounder, or excuse me, a second rounder, fourth rounder, and a higher end pedigree free agent. That stuff matters, right? We can talk about, and one of the things I will say that in terms of Arthur Smith, if we're going to say, man, how could he improve it? I look from a schematic standpoint of, okay, if we're going to use Darnell, we're going to use our 3 tight end sets. We would all agree of the 3 tight end sets, only one tight end is really a blocker, right? Darnell Washington. We said fire move, Jonnu Smith for more getting your way, but not really where you want to run behind them. Connor, we like his ability to lead block, right, from that fullback or motioning in role. But we do say that, hey, that kind of tips your hand a little bit just because they don't view him the same way from a receiving threat standpoint as they may do Pat Frymouth for Jonnu Smith. So with that, it's kind of this like conundrum of, okay, you tip your hand, but you got better personnel. And one of my examples when I was watching this game, I'm like, we have the perfect run play called. Everything looks good. I want to say it was Gainwell going to the right side. Offense is right, and he's about to bounce his thing, and it should hit for about 20 piece, right? Everybody is in place to block. Everything looked good. And then I'm like, oh, where did this guy at the last second come from to make this tackle for it to be a 1-yard gain? What did I miss? And everything was perfect, but personnel-wise, it didn't match. You have Calvin Austin trying to block the safety. And it's like, yo, I like the design of the play. I like the disguise of it because you got this perfect scenario of big with your speed guy, but the speed guy trying to block this dude and ultimately loses that. And I'm looking at Calvin like, bro, you fought, but that was an L. It was a losing matchup for you, man. Regardless, like, dude was bigger. You know what I mean? That's the part where I'm torn between disguise versus, man, be blatant with it, but can they stop it? Right? Because to me, that's the name of the game at this level at times. And defensively, you run to the same things. Hey, do you want to be vanilla, but you know how you're going to attack and you can play fast and let the chips fall where they may? Or do you want to try to overwhelm, try to confuse, and try to be super exotic, but you're going to have, not as much in-depth understanding. So you run the risk of having more blown assignments. Is pros and cons to both approaches. But as you can see, the approach that we're taking right now is leaving us desiring more. And I think that that's the part that we just got to figure that thing out, man. And Arthur Smith and company, man, I got to figure that out ASAP, though. Because we do know, man, the teams aren't going to always operate with that level of negligence as pertains to ball security, man. We also know that you're not going to be able to consistently win the turnover battle by that much, but not cash in on, not even touchdowns, just scoring, right? 5 times. It's like, we need to score more points off of that and still be able to sustain that level of success. But at the same time, I'm like, we can only control what we control right now, man. So in terms of Minnesota, I'm like, they're not going to turn the ball over. I don't see why we would think that they don't turn the ball over. We force turnovers. So there are certain things that we can't hang our hat on, but there are other things where it's like, we do have to get this fixed and figured out, man, because we know as the season progresses what that looks like, man, down the line, especially when you're talking postseason. But that's why I'm just over here torn. Like, bro, are we good or not? Let me go back and look real quick at the poll that we do have in here. Like I said, man, I'm gonna have the poll in long all day today. Okay, all day. I want the poll in. All right, and I just want to see, man. I just want to see because I know some of y'all gonna come on for 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Some of y'all be on for the whole thing. But either way, we need to find out. And right now, it is looking like okay. So far, we 71% on the good part. Okay. So let's see how it goes as we continue on, man. But like I said, don't forget to participate on the said poll. Have a little fun with it, all right? Let me know if it's good or not. Okay, I need to know because I feel like it's good. But then I'm like, nah. But then I'm like, yeah. Because once again, hey, man, how many people are like, yo, man, we're only good because of Boz? It's like, yo, he's on the team, right? It's good. Each of Boz, that's good. I want him on the team. I'm glad. Hey, man, we're only good because of Rodgers. We play as much, right? Oh, it's good. That's a good thing. I like that. It's good. So certain things I'm like, yo, these are good. These are good. Nick Herbig, how about him? Good, right? TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, heck of a game from the gang yesterday. Felt good to see the money guys doing what they supposed to be doing out there. Shoot. I was looking at that pass rush. I'm like, I've been wanting this hostile environment. I've been clamoring for the hostile environment. And I finally got it, man. 5 sacks, 8 QB hits, a ton of pressures from this defense yesterday. And we also saw that was one of the reasons why we were able to get out of that stadium. Not just the forced fumbles versus the running backs, but also Herbig at the end, the big strip sack on Derek May. Or excuse me, Drake May, excuse me on that one, man. Like, that's what you want to see. Heck, the pass rushers look good. I was just happy also that my LBs inside, right? My outside guys did their thing, but the inside guys were also productive. I know we like to only focus on, hey, man, Hunter Henry, look what he did. It's like, cool. Did you look at what Patrick Queen, what Cole Holcomb, and what Peyton Wilson accounted for production? Yeah, dudes were everywhere. Did you look at them versus the run? Dudes were everywhere. Heck, even some of the catches, not the zone catches, but some of the man catches when Hunter Henry was making, it's like, yo, this is sticky coverage. This is good coverage, man. LBs showed up, man. LBs did their thing. I love what I saw from the front seven. I was over here like, bro, say, man, we can complain about stuff, but I ain't fit to go for that one with them. I'm like, man, we talked about Terrell Austin doesn't make adjustments. Terrell Austin, this, that, and that, and the third. It's like, man, first adjustment we saw, we got impact from Cole Holcomb. Hey, We said last week Peyton Wilson struggled versus what? The physical, fullback. We all saw the play where he kind of got the short end of the stick. And we said, man, who are we going to implement to help us be physical in attack versus the run? Well, in years past, it was a Landon Roberts, right? Noah Landon Roberts, Malik Harrison is down. Cole Holcomb, 5'5", brother, right? Look good. Playmaking, man. Forced fumbles, ton of tackles, was second on the team in tackles. Think about that, man. But who makes that decision? That's your boss, man. That's Terrell Austin. I know we only want to highlight the negatives, and we do a great job of that. But make sure that you also look at the other side as well. If you're going to be loud about the negative, be loud about the positive, man. Those type of decisions aren't easy to make. We also saw an uptick in run defense because of what else? Who else was out there for the first time this season? Derek Harmon. Is it a surprise that the run defense looked better? Is it a surprise that our pass rush looked better? No. We said, that's a first rounder for a reason. That would be like comparing our pass rush and we don't have our TJ Watt out there. You're like, bro, we drafted that dude for a reason. He's supposed to be our guy for a reason. Hey, what's the D-line like without Cam? He was like, I don't care what it looks like without him. I want to know what it looks like with him because that's what we paid him to keep him, to have him out there. Derek Harmon being out there, man, you saw production from him. These are the pieces that we've been saying, we just need to be healthy. Shoot, I was even loving Jabril Peppers flying around, flashing around. Once again, when we're talking about coaching, when we're talking about the scheme of it, to implement new players on a moving train, right? Because we're already in the heart of the season. We're rolling. It's like, man, how do you simplify certain things without being too vanilla? So when we complain about, well, hey, man, why is this? That was too soft for coverage. It's like, no, what we're trying to do is get 40 on that field. You're not going to get too excited with the new player in the secondary. So you're going to see, hey, man, so cover one, cover three, eyes on the quarterback. Like we did when Eric Rowe was starting for us in that playoff game we signed. Was like, Eric Rowe came out of nowhere and was making plays. Why? Because you dumbed it down a little bit. Dumb it down sometimes for them dudes, man. But you saw how it worked. Small menu, big understanding. Once again, though, you have to be flexible. You have to understand who you're working with and how to get those dudes out there and put them in the best position. I thought we did that. Still wasn't perfect. And part of that was due to Drake May. I thought Drake May played like Drake May. Sometimes you look at Drake, you're like, hey, bro, you nice. I see why you was drafted in the first round. You nice. And the other times you're looking at Drake, man, you like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's Drake May. Young player in this league, man. You can see some of the success that he's going to have, but at the same time, you can see some of the growing pains that he has to go through. But that was some of the things where I'm just like, how do we combat this, man? I felt like as a whole, though, we did do what we needed to do in terms of creating those turnovers. Those weren't fluky to me. Like when I think of fluky, I'm just like, I don't even know how to describe. Fluky is like a muffed punt. You know what I mean? Fluky is like, man, the ball, the Julian Edelman Super Bowl catch. That was fluky to me. Where it's like, bro, how the heck you do that, bro? That don't even sound real. Like if I did this 10 times, how many times you gonna do that? Whereas we know if you punch that football, that ball coming out. TJ Watt has done it. We call it the Tillman punch, right? Because Peanut Tillman, he starved doing it. Everybody knows now, hey, man, you punch at the ball. Heck, Ramondre Stevenson even talked about how, yeah, man, I've had this fumbling issue, man. I was practicing with weighted balls all offseason to try to help me with the fumbling issue. That to me isn't fluky. That to me is sustainable. And you look at the history of Steelers under Coach Tomlin, turnover battle, they win it. That's why they're so successful in these one-score games also. But we understand that, hey, man, not every team is the Patriots. And this is also where we say, man, glad it was the Patriots that we played this week there, man. You win the games that's in front of you, man. You find a way to get out of that stadium. And we can't lose sight of that part right there, man. All right. But like I said, man, definitely like what I saw from the LBs, though, man. Definitely like what I saw in terms of that pass rush as well, man. And like I said, guys are getting back healthy. Man. That's beautiful to see. But with that being the case, man, let me know in the comment section real quick, man. Who were your standout players, right?